The Honorable Lester Hazel.
Wow. Thank you, Ken. Well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call together the meeting of the September Residents Council meeting. And the first thing we'll do is have the council members roll call. Madam Beverly. All right. I would appreciate your responding so that I can hear you. Okay, call of roll. Lestra? Yes. Nancy? Here. Kay? Here. Suzanne? Here. Dick? Here. David? Here. Jim Coleman? Martha Reeves? Here. Tom Hayes? Jerry James? Molly Williams? Here. Ed Ross? Yes. Moira Ebling? Here. Marty King? Bob Tower? Here. Darlene Rozier? Barbara Tischelis? Larry Moon? Jean Apple? Here. Marion Haney? Okay. Helen Coverdale? Maria Zuniga? Catherine Runia? Rena Brooks? Here. Evelyn Taborn? Artist Chuck McCurl? Mary Lou Sanderson? Helen Tucker? Hilmer Burgess? Maxine Taish? Bob Andrews? Bob Kinkema? Ann Grandstaff? Louise Goostrey? Diane Haskins? Julia Hartenberger? Joan Hines? Sally Munger? Gail Pearson? Joanne Dodson? Jan Grand? Mel White? Here. Rose Buckham? Diane Rabbers? Nancy Shalary? Here. Thank you. Rotate. So now I'm going to ask if there are any additions or corrections to the minutes of the August 9 meeting. Additions or corrections? None. I'm going to turn this over to Hazel. You and I both have two first names. I decided that she and I could be our own quartet. There's Martha, Beverly, Lestra, and Hazel. Okay, so the minutes stand approved as written, and we'll have the treasurer's report.
Allie tells me there's something open here to show the treasurer's report, but I don't see it. Yeah, I'm muttering to myself because I'm trying to find the treasurer's report, which I can't find. Allie! Yeah. She said it was open down here. There it is. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. Okay, treasurer's report. For this month, we began the month with $129,327.63. The income this month was $805.61. Our expenses, $1,346.85, for a total of $128,786.39. This month, all the checks cashed at once. It was lovely. So we had a checking balance of $34,182. $34,182.94. Our savings balance, which increased by all of 61 cents last month, was $94,603.45. And that number adds up to what it's supposed to, $128,786.86 and 39 cents. Questions? It was kind of a quiet month this month.
So just to add an addendum to that treasurer's report, just an update on the Employee Appreciation Fund. We are, when we include last year's carryover balance of a little over $28,000, this year we are sitting at $93,058 through the end of August. So that's actually through September 1st. And that compares to last year of $86,600. So we're a little bit ahead of last year's pace, which is, I think, in a good spot to be. Any questions about the Employee Appreciation Fund?
Will we be using the whole 98,000 to give the employees?
So the question is for Nancy, because this 93,000 includes a carryover from last year, and are we going to use the entire carryover from last year? And as far as I know, that is the plan from the committee, though the committee, I think we're going to be meeting here pretty soon. But yes, that is the plan, to carry it all over, or to use it all up. Thank you much.
Suzanne, I imagine that 19 cents is because of the generous interest you have earned on that.
Oh, we earned 61 cents.
Oh, really? Well, okay. We will have the Board of Directors report by David. Thank you.
That was magic. I intended to step up here and do something to bring that up on the screen. And it just happened automatically. Or Ken, I think you did that. Thank you, Ken. As I share the information about the Board of Directors report this time, I want to do something a little bit different for two reasons. The first reason is that there really wasn't a whole lot of activity at the board meeting, at the last board meeting, except for the routine kinds of things that the board does, receive reports from committee members and committee chairs. And that meeting at the end of last month there was several committees that didn't meet. And I don't mean to suggest that the board is an inactive group. In fact, it's on the contrary. But I thought I'd share with you this morning just a little bit about information about the board itself. And I'm just wondering, who would like to share your information about the board? Okay, never mind. I will. On the screen, you'll see a picture of the Board of Directors. And when we go to get our mail and go down the hallway, we see those people. I just want to lift them up because these are important people that have given of their time for the work of this Board of Directors, as well as being active professional people and retired professional people in a variety of ways throughout the community. These are really important people. There are 15 altogether. And pay attention to who they are as you look at them on the screen and also when you go by them when you're picking up your mail. They're dedicated, and we need to express appreciation vicariously to them. Let me just share with you the various areas that they represent. It's a long list of people. I won't identify them by the individuals, their pictures, but here are the careers and professions of the people that currently serve on the board of directors for Friendship Village. They're banking, finance, real estate, the medical profession in terms of a physician, a hospital administrator, medical school faculty, members from the legal profession, religion, social services, building and construction business, community and music and arts, and architecture and engineering. So the 15 people that you see on the board, except for the two on the lower right and left, which is Jim Coleman and me, those other 15 board members bring experience from a variety of places in their professions, and they apply that to their work for the board itself. Besides the 15, as I mentioned, there are 2 representatives from Friendship Village residents, one from the independent living apartments and one from the garden homes. And then in addition, the executive director for Friendship Village and the life care services person that relates to Friendship Village are regular attenders. So that's the makeup. The 15 people are the ones who make the decisions. And that's done through a variety of committees, like most organizations, chaired by one of the board members and other board members, as well as some residents from the village itself and staff. These are the areas: finance, operations, ethics, marketing, fund development, and then there is an executive committee as well. So those are the people that are caring for us, in a sense, by making decisions and providing the direction for Friendship Village. As we come to the end of this period of time for the Residents' Council, namely our new year begins in October, I want to express appreciation for the opportunity to have served on the board as one of your representatives. And my term will be ending. Jim Coleman will continue to be the representative, and Martha Reeves is joining that group as the assistant representative and continue. So I just wanted to share that and say, I hope we all, in one way or another, can be aware of these people who give of their time as volunteers to help give leadership to Friendship Village. They deserve our appreciation.
Thank you, David. This month, we are going to have a presentation by the Golden V Award, and Moira is going to talk about the Golden V and what it's all about and how people can join if she would like their volunteerism. Moira.
Good morning. You all received, or if you come to your, I'm not used to using the microphone. That's better. You all received this in your inbox, but I know some of the garden homers don't check their inboxes frequently. But this tells you briefly about the V Award, and the V Award is awarded at the October Town Hall. So it's a ways ahead. We haven't done the actual work of counting votes and so on, or you haven't voted. So we're fortunate this year, for the first time, that the clubhouse is finished and being used. So the V Award box, instead of being on the porch of one of the homes, I think it was the Mantons that had the box for the last couple of years on their porch. And the weather can affect it if it rains or wind blows and so on, so they had to, be in charge of taking care of that. Now I'm going to place it in the clubhouse. So you will vote in the clubhouse if you're a garden homer. Of course, if you're here, the box will be in the usual place, somewhere in that front hall, close to where you go into the dining room. The one that I'm going to put in the clubhouse has a big V on it, so it'll be recognizable. In 2 weeks, we will provide in your mailboxes a list of eligible people. To be eligible, you have to have moved in this year by July 1st, 2020, prior to July 1st, 2020. So you have to have lived here 2 years before you are eligible. Now, I work with Teresa Snook. Teresa has all of the information on her computer for every year, and we add the names. She adds the names of the new people that are eligible, and you will receive a list with all the eligible residents. You will also, on that same mailing, you will have the list of people who've already had. They are not able to run again. So you'll also have people that, for example, some of the past residents were Nancy Ford Charles was the last one this past year. Mary Copping and Aline Markelly and Bob Birkenmeyer, all of them have received an award, and they're not eligible again. There are also some people that choose to not have their name on the eligibility list. For example, my committee, the three of us, do not have our names on the list because we feel that, when you're on the committee, you shouldn't be on the list. So Maxine Tish and Marty King and myself, our names are not on the list. And as I said, there are some other people who have requested that their names not be on the list for their own reasons. So if you vote for somebody whose name is not on the eligibility list, you're throwing your vote away. So remember that when you make your choice. Are there any questions? All right.
Thank you, Moira. Ken is Betsy today.
Okie dokie. So I'm giving the administration report. So just to recap, I think, Moira, right? So Golden V ballots will go out in 2 weeks for you all to vote. And the ballots will be in your in-house mailboxes in 2 weeks to vote for Golden V. All right. All right. Occupancy report. This is from Betsy. Independent living is 99% sold. That's a big whoop-de-woo. Assisted is 84% sold. That's another whoop-de-woo. Health and rehab center, respectively, health centers at 67%, the rehab centers at 69%. Those are actually, I think, fairly strong numbers. June residents numbers. There are 383 total residents. 279 are in independent living. 69 are in assisted living. And then 35 are in combination of the health center and rehab. Employee FTEs, 226. We have 226 FTEs to a budget of 237. So our FTEs are climbing. So we're inching up in our staffing levels, which is good. We do still have 20 open positions. That's down from 26 last month, but improving. Questions on any of that good stuff so far? Scanning the room, I see no hands. COVID, our current positivity rate continues to climb and is currently at 31.7%, up from 30% last month. This is for Kalamazoo County, and it's kind of trending high throughout the U.S. We currently have 0 residents with COVID. We have 9 staff members positive with COVID. We continue to monitor rates weekly, and and the positive COVID cases, of course. Yesterday, I know Connections Matter went out, really reminding everyone that guests in the building are still expected to be masked while they're in the building, right? So any of your guests in the building, unless they're dining, should be masked. If you have been exposed to a positive resident or guest in or out of the community, and exposure is no mask within 6 feet or more for 15 minutes or greater, you'll be asked to test and to quarantine yourself until you're considered not positive or contagious, which could be as much as 5 days. We're doing everything we can to minimize the risk of spread throughout the community. Any questions on the COVID stuff? Yes, ma'am.
Will there be a vaccination clinic?
So the question is will there be a vaccination clinic for the new COVID booster as it comes out? I believe there's going to be. I don't know the date of that yet. But I think that if you are of the mind and are of the ability and you want to go grab the booster, I would say sooner the better. So don't wait for our clinic if you don't have to. Updates. This past week in San Antonio, Texas, 600 attendees comprised of sales employees and community leaders, LCS resource teams, and LCS executives gathered together for the 2022 LCS Sales Fiesta Conference. This is where our entire sales team was last week. It was a wonderful opportunity to network, attend education sessions, be recognized with LCS awards, of which we won a few. Soon we'll be putting up something on our Extraordinary Impressions campaign. We won a national award from LCS. Also, Betsy says, I am pleased to announce that Friendship Village Kalamazoo was recognized and received an award for achieving 95% occupancy in independent living, which is a very, very big deal coming out of the COVID. So when you see Diana and Thomas and Madeline from the sales team, feel free to congratulate them, pat them on the back, because they've done a really nice job of bringing up our independent living occupancy. And that concludes Betsy's report. Any questions that I can take back to her when she's back in the office, or for anybody else? Yes, sir, Dick.
And when you gave
I'm sorry.
when you gave the Employee Appreciation Fund information, balance of about 93,000. Last year we distributed 190-some thousand. Is that correct?
No, I think it was about 136.
Oh.
Yeah, about 136,000 we distributed last year. So there's a little bit of lifting to be done yet. Right. I see where you're going, Dick. I see where you're going. Most of the money for the Employee Appreciation Fund does tend to come in the October, November timeframe. And remember, Employee Appreciation Campaign runs up until Thanksgiving, right? So that you make your donation to that fund if you're going to make one before Thanksgiving. Because all of the money that's collected up until that point, that's the pool of money then that will be distributed back out to staff in the form of holiday bonus, usually that second Thursday or second Friday in December. I think this year's like December 9th-ish. And so if you're going to make a gift or another gift, do so by Thanksgiving. Yes, sir.
Will there be paving?
Will there be, I'm sorry?
Paving.
Paving of the ring road? Right. So paving, I do know a little bit about this. I know there's a concrete shortage. I know that we had a bid in, and I think they felt like they needed to get a second bid in order to do it. So I do think it's been delayed a little bit while we're looking at yet another vendor choice on it. I don't know the time frame for its completion, though I still believe they're going to get it done before the winter, which is a narrow time frame because you can't really wait until winter to put pavement down. And your question was? Flu shot. So there is a flu shot clinic. I think the news went out, and I am not going to remember the day. Maybe if I look at my calendar, I want to say it is September 27th. Does that sound right, ladies? Anything? It's either that Tuesday the 27th or it's that week. Look for information on the flu clinic. I can tell you that if the vaccine booster is available at the same time, it may be a double dip, right? You may get the flu shot and a booster shot at the same time, and everybody will be in their rooms the next day. But nonetheless, but that flu shot is coming up. So look for more information on that. And that will be here in the Kiva. Usually it's, I think we try to schedule, maybe by floor if we feel like it's going to be a big rush. So look for that information for scheduling. That'll come from Reagan and Mallory's team. Anything else? Cool. If you haven't already met our new fitness manager, Connor Henderson, stop on by and say hey to Connor. He and Ethan, there's Connor right now. Poke your head in, Connor. Poke your head in. There's our Connor at the back door, our new fitness manager. Yeah. All right. Thank you all.
Thanks, Ken. At this time, I'd like to introduce the new board members who will take effect the 1st of October. So as I call your name, if you would please stand and let the audience see who you are. The new president will be Nancy Ford Charles. Vice president is David Lundquist. Secretary Kay Haas. Assistant Secretary Judy Beam, who is in the back there. Treasurer again, Susan Jones. Assistant Treasurer Richard Fluke. Board Rep Jim Coleman, who's unable to be here today, but Assistant Board Rep Martha Reeves. And I will be past president. And at this point, I would like to thank everybody for helping me through this year, for being here in the meetings, for volunteering to help out within the community. It's just been a real pleasure working with you, and thank you all. So.
Lester, we want to thank you. You have given us an exemplary year of service. I feel as though Lester's kind of taking care of her duties and responsibilities much as the Queen of England did. She's had a steady hand, humor, and she's led us through getting through the bylaws revision was a big thing that she led us through, and many other things during the year, and we really appreciate what you've done. I suspect that her feet are a lot smaller than mine, but she's left me with some very big shoes to fill. And I'm so glad she's going to be around to be the past president, and I feel like I can call on her for her assistance. And as you've seen, we have a great vice president coming along, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Thank you, Lester, so much.
To continue the metaphor about the transition in the monarchy, we're moving from Lestra or Elizabeth to King Charles.
Okay. Is there any other business?
Are they going to paint the village emblem on the side of the new car?
So the question is are we going to put branding on the new minivan and even the white minivan? And the answer is yes. I think we've really just been kind of held up because we haven't been wanting to spend a lot of cash for the moment. As we turn into the new fiscal year, we'll be able to get that stuff taken care of. Because we want it to be visible, so when it pulls up and wants, it goes to pick you up, that you recognize it real easily.
Thank you.
Any other business?
I'll add that the flu clinic is October 27th. October 27th. So one more month.
So the flu clinic is October 27th, so it's a good 6 weeks away yet.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you want to get your flu shot before then, go on down to Walgreens or wherever you want to go and make your appointment and get your flu shot before then if you don't want to wait. If you do that, let Reagan or Mallory know that you've had your flu shot, because we're going to want to keep track of folks who've gotten their flu shot. So there you go. We'll be handing them out October 27th, but if you want to get it sooner, you can.
Anything else? We stand adjourned. Thank you.